Hello student, in this video I am going to discuss about different file format used in multimedia. So first start with what is file format. A file format is basically the structure of how information is stored, or we can say encoded, in a computer file. File formats are designed to store specific types of information, such as JPEG or TIFF for image or raster data, AI, or we can say Adobe Illustrator for vector data, or PDF for document exchange. So these are some examples of different data format. But point is that they refer to different types of data. Here JPEG, TIFF are for raster data, or we can say image data, or like AI or Adobe Illustrator for vector data, or for PDF, that is for document exchange. So basically we try to encode or we try to store the data in a computer file using this type of format, or basically we need to know how to store the information using those file format. So there might be three types of categories of files, or three categories of files. It might be uncompressed, means the data you are storing might not be compressed, means files that are not compressed and are capable of having a large file. Why large file? Because whatever the information you are storing in the computer or encoding the data, then the size of the actual information does not change or does not compress. That is why the size might be large. For large amount of information, the file might be large because you are not compressing the data. Another one is lossless. This is a compressed type of data, uncompressed or compressed, but in case of compressed there is lossless and lossy types of files. So in case of lossless files, we try to compress the data but does not lose any quality to the file. Why? In case of lossless, whenever we try to compress the data using some algorithm or using some technique, we does not lose any information. We might compress the data, we might compress the information, but it will not lose any quality. It might lose the amount, it might lose, or it might reduce to a smaller extent, but it will not lose any quality of the data. That is lossless. In case of lossy, if we try to compress using lossy techniques or lossy algorithms, files size will be reduced, but with that, quality of the information might also be reduced or deteriorated or changed. Files that lost some quality when being compressed, that is about lossy types of files or lossy file format. So when we talk about multimedia, we need to talk about audio, video and image data types. uh, to store audio, to store video and to store image, we can use, or we use generally, different types of file format. To store the audio file format, or what is audio file format? Audio is basically an electrical or other representation of sound. It is just a frequency or sound information. So an audio file format is a file format for storing digital audio data. So using audio file format, we can store digital audio in a computer system. It can be a raw bit stream, means if the digital audio is stored as a bit stream, then it can be a raw bit stream, but it is usually a container format or an audio data format with defined storage layer. So in case of audio file format, there you can store the audio file in raw file system or raw bit stream. However, that audio is produced in that way, you can store it, but also you can store it in a container format or in a layer wise format. With that layer, storage layer will be defined well enough so that the audio can be, or the data of the digital audio can be stored in a good plan or format. That is also can be done using different audio file format. You have heard about MP3 and WAV data types. In case of audio file, MP3 is MPEG audio layer 3 or AC3 file. So MP3, there is actually MPEG 1 audio layer 3, or you can say the other name, is a standard technology and format for compressing a sound sequence into a very small file, about 1/12 of the size of the original file. So the MP3 file actually creates or it actually uses the compressing technique, and the amount it compresses 1/12 of the original file while preserving the original level of sound quality when it is played. So MP3 is a lossless type of compressing technique in case of audio file, and it does not lose any sound quality though it uses compressing techniques, and that is why it is lossless technique. So MP3 provides near CD quality audio, so it is a lossy compression. So though here you can see it is termed as lossy compression, but it tries to be similar to the original file, or tries to be more same quality with the original file, but some information might be loose, or you might lose some information, but its main aim is that to preserve the original level of sound quality when it is played. So that is the technique about MP3. So MP3 provides near, that is why near CD equality video is, that word is used. Okay, but point is that MP3 is basically used in audio storing. MP3 file format is used for audio storing, and it is a compressing technique, and main information is that 1/12 of the size of the original file. And second one is WAV. WAV is a file extension for an audio file format created by Microsoft. So the WAV file has become standard PC audio file format for everything from system and game sounds to CD quality audio, also referred to as a pulse code modulation or waveform audio. A WAV file is uncompressed audio. So WAV is basically uncompressed audio created by Microsoft, and it is a standard PC audio file format, and it has been used in every system almost, and also in case of gaming sounds to CD quality audio, and it directly stores the waveform audio. A WAV file also stores information about files numbers, tracks, sample rate, bit depth, and whether it's mono or stereo. These other types of information can be also stored in the same file. So this is basically uncompressed audio, but MP3 is compressing file format. WAV is uncompressing file format. Another two types of audio file format you can see here: WMA, or you can say Windows Media Audio. Short for Windows Media Audio, WMA is a Microsoft file format for encoding digital audio files similar to MP3 though compress files at a higher rate than MP3. So it said that WMA can compress a files at a higher rate than MP3. WMA files which uses the .wma file extension can be of any size compressed to match many different connection speeds or bandwidths. but encoding techniques is much similar to the MP3, but it compresses more than MP3, and it is used in Windows platform. Another type is OGG or .ogg, that is another file format, is an audio compression format comparable to other formats used to store and play digital music, but differs in that it is free, open and unpatented. It uses Vorbis, a specific audio compression scheme that's designed to be contained in OGG. So here a technique name is Vorbis is used to compress the audio. So that is a different type of compression scheme that is only designed to be contained in OGG or OGG. Second one is video file format. Video files are collection of images, audio and other data. So the attributes of the video signal includes the pixel dimension, frame rate, audio channels and more. In addition, there are many different ways to encode and save video data. Here we can only outline the key characteristics of the video signal and the file formats used to capture, work with and deliver the data. So there actually in video file these different type of attributes are there, but in case of audio there is only the audio signal or digital audio signals are there. But also in case of if you use WMA, you can store different type of information also, like bit depth or speed of the file, track sample rate, bit depth, whether it is mono or stereo, that also can be stored in WAV in case of audio file format. But in case of video file format, we obviously need to store other types of information also, like the frame rate, audio channels, pixel dimension, etc. So first type is AVI or audio video interleave, developed by Microsoft and introduced to the public in November 1992 as a part of its video for Windows technology. The AVI format is one of the oldest video format. It is universally accepted that many people consider it the de facto standard for storing video and audio information on the computer. Due to its simple architecture, AVI files are able to run on a number of different systems, unlike systems like Windows, Macintosh, Linux. It is also supported by popular web browsers. So AVI file stores data that can be encoded in a number of different codecs or encoding techniques. Although most commonly with MJPEG or DivX codecs. This means that all AVI files, while they may look similar on the outside, differ substantially from one another on the inside. So actually in case of AVI there might be lots of other encoding technique can be used with AVI, but more popularly MJPEG or DivX is used. Those are coding techniques or encoding techniques. So that is why it is saying that though in the outside AVI files might look similar, but in the inside, if the encoding techniques are different, it might look or it might be different from the inside, or the techniques or the arrangements or the encoding techniques might be different. Second one is WMV, or you can say Windows Media Video. Developed by also Microsoft, WMV was originally designed for web streaming applications as a competitor to real video, but it can now cater to more specialized content. WMV files are tenuous video files over the web, as their file size decreases significantly after compression. So in case of WMV, when you apply WMV file format, the size of the file decreases significantly after compression, which results in poor video quality. So if you apply WMV, it might produce a poor video quality. However, one advantage of this small size is that we can use it in web platform for smaller with smaller size. However, one advantage of the small file size is that it is probably the only video file format that allows users to upload and share the videos through the email system easily. So being a Microsoft software, the Windows Media Player is the main application that is used to play WMV files, and you already know that on all Microsoft Windows operating system. But there are also WMV players available for free, for the Macintosh operating system also, Mac operating system also. Another video file format that is used by Apple, that is MOV or Apple QuickTime Move, developed by Apple. The QuickTime file format is a popular type of video sharing and viewing format among Mac users, and is often used on the web and for saving movie and video files. In recent years, Apple came up with a newer version called QuickTime X, currently available on Mac OS X, Snow Leopard, Lion, and Mountain Lion. These are different type of operating system for Mac. MOV files are most commonly opened via the Apple QuickTime Player for the Mac operating system. However, MOV files are not just limited to being played on Apple computers, and there are free version of QuickTime Player available for Windows operating system, among many other players also. And it is considered to be one of the best looking file format. And MOV files are of high quality and are usually big in file size. So actually MOV files might be high quality, and to retain that high quality it creates a bigger file size. And most popular one video file format is MP4, Moving Pictures Expert Group 4 full form. MP4 is an abbreviated term for MPEG-4 Part 14, a standard developed by Motion Pictures Expert Group, who was responsible for setting industry standards regarding digital audio and video as a whole, and is commonly used for sharing video files on the web. First introduced in 1998, and the MPEG-4 video format uses separate compression for audio and video tracks. Video compressed with MPEG-4, or we can say H.264 video encoding, and audio is compressed using AAC compression. So both audio and video are separately compressed. The MP4 file format is also another great file sharing format for the web. MP4 file sizes are relatively small, but the quality remains high often even after compression. So MP4 standard is also becoming more popular than FLV for online video sharing, as it is compatible with both online and mobile browser, and also supported by new HTML5 language. So that is why the popularity of MP4 become more high of the users, because it can be used in mobile platform also, and it can be used in other platform, online platform also. And though the size become very lesser after compression technique, the quality remains high, and it can, that is the reduced file size or lower file size can be shared through web. That is why it has become more popular. Image file format, we have heard about JPG or JPEG is the most used file format. Digital cameras and web pages normally uses JPG file, because JPG heroically compress that is compress the data to be very much smaller in the file. However, JPG uses lossy compression to accomplish this feat, which is strong downside. That is the drawback of this JPG, because it uses lossy compression. A smaller file, yes, there is nothing like JPG for small, but this is the cost of image quality. You might lose the quality of image if you use JPG. This degree is selectable with an option setting named JPG quality. So you can select that quality to, if you want to retain the quality, you might choose the degree of the JPG quality, and to be lower quality smaller files, or to be higher quality larger files. In general, today's JPG is rather unique in this regard, using lossy compression allowing very small files of lower quality, whereas almost any other file types uses lossless compression. Another one, TIF, which is used considered the highest quality format for commercial work in case of image file. The TIF format is not necessarily any higher quality per se. The same RGB image pixel there, what they are means directly the raw information are stored in case of TIF, and most formats are other than JPG are lossless too. So other than JPG, most other formats of TIF is lossless too. TIF simply has no JPG artifacts, no additional losses for JPG artifacts to degrade and detract from the original, and TIF is the most versatile, except that web pages do not show TIF files. For other purpose, however, TIF does most of anything you might want, from 1 bit to 48-bit color like RGB, CMYK model or LAB model or index color or most any of the special file types. For example, camera raw files, fax files or multi-page documents are based on TIF format, but with unique property data tags making this incompatible use unless expected by the special software. So it might not be suitable for every software. That is why to use the TIF you need to use the special software which could handle the TIF format, because you can see in the web pages TIF might not accept in general cases. Another one is GIF, or was designed by CompuServe in the early days of computer 8-bit video before JPG for video display at dial-up modem speed. So in that lower speed or bit rate or bandwidth, a video can be played at that old time using this technique, using GIF technique, which is designed by CompuServe, and it can be played on 8-bit video, computer 8-bit video, early days of computer 8-bit video. GIF discards all EXIF data, and while GIF is fine for video screen purpose, GIF does not retain printing resolution values. GIF always uses lossless LZW compression, but it always an index color file 1 to 8 bits per pixel. GIF can have a palette of 24-bit colors, but only 256 of them maximum. So this is the information about GIF. Another one is in case of image file format, that is PNG. You have heard about this. PNG can replace GIF today, and it has actually. PNG also become more popular. Web browsers show both PNG and GIF, and PNG also offers many options of TIF too, because PNG also provide very high quality image just like the TIF. Index or RGB 1 to 48 bits, etc. PNG was invented more recently than the others, designed to bypass possible LZW compression patterns issues with GIF, and since it was more modern, it offers other options too, like RGB color model, 16 bits, etc. One additional feature of PNG is transparency. For 24-bit RGB images, normally PNG files are little smaller than LZW compression in TIF or GIF. All of this uses lossless compression of different types, but PNG is slower to read or write. So that is one drawback. PNG is slower to read or write. That patent situation has gone away now, but PNG remains excellent lossless compression. Less used than TIF or JPG, but PNG another good choice for lossless quality work. So that's it about different file format that I want to discuss. But there exists also different types of other file formats. You can go through, you can find many information in internet or in different literatures. If you have any doubt also, please ask me. I try to just give some information about different file format and different types of file formats, like lossless or uncompressed or lossy types. So next we'll try to go for more about multimedia concepts, how we can create a lossy file format, or how can we create a lossless file format. Those type of things will be discussed for all, like video, audio and image. So till then, try to go through this type of contents in the book also. So if you have any doubt, please let me know. We'll try to resolve over Google Meet. So that's it for today. Thank you.